Todd, with the time we have left, let's actually switch gears just a bit and talk about two privately held companies, the first of which is a company called MDLive, started back in 2006. Sounds very similar to me, Todd, like Teladoc, but has actually attracted the likes of some big name healthcare backers and partners too.
What's interesting for investors to keep an eye on this telemedicine that I mentioned early on, we were talking about Teladoc, that they're of the big three. Teladoc's the only one that's publicly traded. Two more, these other two that you should be keeping your eye on. MDLive, that's one of them, right? They have about 30 million consumers that are enrolled as members because of relationships that they have with different, again, payers, healthcare payers. They expect to do about 500,000 virtual visits. So that's the run rate right now, 500,000 virtual visits per year. So smaller. I mean, that's less than what Teladoc did last quarter, but still a big player. And as you mentioned, it's big investors in the healthcare area, especially as of this year through a new capital raise that they did, includes Cigna, which is a major insurer, and Novo Holdings, which is the venture capital arm of Novo Nordisk, a major biopharma company.
Yeah, and so the other company is actually a company that's been behind Apple's health study, a company called American Well. For those of our listeners who aren't familiar with the Apple Heart Study, it's basically where Apple has been using an app, using the Apple Watch, so wearables, devices, to identify irregular heart rhythms, including those from potentially serious heart conditions like atrial fibrillation. And so the Apple Heart Study is basically utilizing this video consultation to connect participants in the study to physicians 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's talk a little bit more about American Well, one that I didn't even realize was a part of this study. It's gotten so much press, didn't realize just how connected they were to Apple.
Yeah, this is another company, again, that you can't buy yourself necessarily, unless you're one of the lucky few, if you will. It's a private equity, private venture, but they are raising a truckload of money. It just shows how much interest there is out there in telemedicine companies. They just raised, I want to say 366 million this summer alone. And as participating in that capital raise was Philips, which is one of the global leaders in telemedicine technology. They're actually going to be joining American Well's board. Anthem Health is also an investor in this company. And I think one of the things that's interesting when you look at MDLive and American Well is to see that these insurance companies are taking these equity stakes within these telemedicine providers. I think that that's incredibly encouraging for how they view what their view is of telemedicine in the future and how they could really change how people get low-cost care.
Absolutely. Definitely a positive there. Just in closing, Todd, sounds like telemedicine, intriguing opportunity for investors if you're not already in the space, and even more intriguing value proposition for patients. Everyone can agree that healthcare costs here in the U.S. are out of control and need to be reined in. Sounds like telemedicine could be just what the doctor ordered to help with that, Todd.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like most things, don't go crazy with it in your portfolio, but keep an eye on it. And I think it's really exciting. And 10 years from now, these companies are going to be a lot bigger than they are today.